No nonsense gin drinking. All gin and a surprising amount of nonsense.
Hello gin lovers, welcome back. I'm Bobby Freeman. Today, my friends, we have a rather quintessentially British looking gin on the show, but is not actually from England or Britannia, to use a medieval word. Let me introduce you, my friends, quite literally to Sickle London Dry Gin. And as you can see, it's a rather sort of, what would you call it? Sort of an old traditional style bottle there with a lovely little English gentleman on a penny farthing there. If you don't know what penny farthing is, it's one of those weird bikes which they designed in, oh God, I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know. I'm going to suggest 19th century maybe, and for some strange reason they did one massive wheel at the front, one tiny wheel at the bottom, which kind of almost guaranteed you horrific life-changing injury every time you dismounted from your bicycle. And I'm particularly fond of the little honk honk horn which they put on the top of the how can I forget that word? The cork. But as I say, it's not actually from here in Old Blighty. It's actually from Spain, or España, as I believe they say in Spain. As you can tell, my knowledge of other languages is based on me just overhearing blokes in pubs, so it's not exactly to a standard I would be particularly proud of. However, as my regular viewers, our subscribers know, it does not stop me trying, so I'm going to read a bit about it from the website for you, now. Now, my Spanish accent is not particularly good, sadly. I do like to do it in the accent from where the gin is from, but as I say, I'm not doing this for two reasons. One, I say my Spanish accent is not particularly good, and two, I think the way the world is going at the moment, I'm in dodgy territory doing any kind of accent. I'm probably going to get cancelled at some point, but today this is just going to be my my normal British accent. Sickle London Dry Gin is made from tri-distilled, extra fine, neutral alcohol of cereals. The Botanicals carefully selected for the quality and homogeneity, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. Homogeneity, oh God, someone will know what I mean. Reach the hands of our master distillers who, following the highest standards of food and quality safety, IFS Food and ISO 14001, just in case you're interested about that, carry out the magical process of create a spirituous with character. I think this is obviously a translated edition from the Spanish version. I think something may have been lost slightly in the translation there. Unique and incomparable, triple profile. So get this right, fresh, floral and citrus. So apparently starts off fresh, goes into floral, then goes into citrus. Is brought to its final volume of 43% through to the purest water obtained from Sierra Nevada, that's in California, isn't it? Packaged in exclusive and limited numbered batches of 1,400 units. Wow, my friends, that sounds good to me. It doesn't tell us about any of the botanicals. However, I do have some pictures of the botanicals here, and there are descriptions underneath, well, names underneath, but not all of them seem to be in a language that I understand. I presume it's Spanish. So I'm going to go for the pictures. First one is juniper, obviously. Second one is says Zingiber of Shiania. I don't know what it is. Have a look there. It's just some kind of root. It looks like it could be licorice. I think that's possibly licorice root. Then we've got citrus X Synesis, which looks to me like limes. Then we've got what looks like lemons. Then we've got Angelica root, which is never a very attractive root. Mind you, to be honest, I've yet to see an attractive root in my life. And if I did see one, I would be wrong. And then what looks like almonds there, or some kind of nutty type thing. So that's got a bit of a juniper, nutty, nice licorice bed, citrus in there. Not much in the floral, but to be honest, I quite like that because I'm not a big fan of a floral gin. Those all look like good, hearty, proper gin botanicals. So my friends, I say we fanny about no longer. The phone cover has gone over. That's always a good point in the show. Let's crack on and see what it's all about. And I take great pleasure in telling you, of course, that it has a cork. So we know what that means. It's the Spanish cork test, I suppose.
The Spanish cork test, I suppose.
So do we have a squeak? Oh my goodness, that is one of the freest moving corks I've ever tried on the show. Like it's been like sort of like there's ball bearings on it or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's try for a full pull. Here we go. What? Hang on. Oh, ooh. Well, that's a first. Well, my friends, turns out it's not actually a cork. It looks like a cork. It's doing a very good impression of a cork. However, it's a kind of a, I don't know if you can see that in there. I'll try and sort of get close to the camera. A nice fancy little pouring device, the likes of which I have never seen in all my years of drinking gin, but I like it very much. Well, I like the look of it. Let's see if it actually works. Let's get some in the old glass. So, oh my goodness. Wow. In all my years of doing this show, people know, they know how tricky it can be to pour some gins. I've always ended up with it strewn all over the desk, all over my iPad, sometimes even all over myself with rather sort of dodgy shaped bottles. But that is a revelation, and let's hope that is a good omen for things to come. So then, let's get the nose in and give it a bit of a smell. I reckon it's going to be a kind of a core gin, this one, but we never know. So here we go. Oh, yes. I think I need to put a little bit more in that, actually. I got carried away with that little poury thing. Look at that! That is so awesome. Not a drop of this gin is going to be wasted. So, oh, it's kind of very light in aromas, actually. Quite light, quite sort of delicate. Everything you sort of saw there, that sort of, obviously the juniper, is quite light. Everything's quite of a light sort of airy version of what you might expect to find in a core gin, but nonetheless a very, very core gin. Well, nonetheless. So then, let's add a little bit of tonic. Take that. That got last week. I think someone had been shaking. I think Narissa was playing a cruel trick on me and shook up the bottle and it blew it off. But not to happen today. So never mind. Doesn't really matter. Get a bit of tonic in there. I reckon about that much. What ABV? I think it said 43%, didn't it? ABV. Let's have a look. Yeah, 43%. So here we go. As I say as I say at this point in the show every time, thank you very much to my patrons and of course my YouTube members who are literally paying for the gin in this show and keeping me going, and for everybody else's pleasure. So thank you very much. This is Sickle London Dry Gin. I say to every last one of you, every man jack of you. Man jack of you. That's a strange expression, isn't it? But I like it. I'm going to make a note of it and use it more in conversation. I say to you all, cheers. Well, my friends, for what's something that was very delicate in the aromas, I wasn't gleaning anything from the, well, no, I was gleaning something. In fact, it was quite a light gin, but it was kind of secretive when it was making its way up my nostrils. However, different story altogether once it gets in the old mouth. What did it say first? It said fresh, it said floral and citrus. I think that's what it said. Let's have a look. Fresh, floral and citrus. And that's incredible. They call it a tri-flavour. Let me go again. Here. Oh, wow. So yes, I tell you what, it's all very well balanced though. I thought it might be quite loose and sort of far apart, those flavours. Oh, wow. My God, that's awesome. So to start off with, you do get a kind of a freshness, almost a kind of a sort of refreshing, sort of palate cleansing kind of taste as soon as it touches the mouth. But that gently gives way to, I'd say it was floral, but again, not overpoweringly floral, which is always good to me. I don't like overpoweringly florals. I don't like gin to taste like what you don't really get these days. We used to call it pot puree. It was like, how to describe it? It was like a bowl of dried kind of petals and buds and weird stuff that you go into your auntie's house. Not my auntie, Auntie Sally, she didn't do that sort of things, but generic aunties, you know. And they would put it on a little shelf halfway up the stairs, and it would add very strong perfume sort of smell. That's a long time that I took just then just to demonstrate the smell and floralness of something, but I felt it was needed. But anyway, my point was this is nothing like that. It's a delicate smattering of floralness in the middle. And then, once you've swallowed, and only then, and it's quite a while after, you get like a sort of a floating legacy of citrusy kind of fruits. I kind of say, yeah, more lemony with a tinge of lime, but citrusy nonetheless. Let me go again. It's also kind of just a tinge of spice to it as well. Kind of a warming bristle of sort of exciting spiciness in there as well. It's kind of a little adventure all packed into a beautiful little brown traditional bottle, and I like that very much. So let's give it a go neat, shall we? I'm not sure this is going to be my sort of thing, to be honest. Look at that. How pleasing is that? Oh, why do more gins not use this little pouring device? I don't know what it's called. If it has a name, I'm just going to call it the pouring device. However, let's see what it's like when it's neat. So, I don't know what I do that for. It just seems like the right thing to do. Sound like a little chipmunk chattering to his family. However, yeah, to me, yeah, that's kind of, the flavours are kind of locked tight together there for me. You know, a lot of people disagree with me on this show. They keep saying, why did he add tonic? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, look, yes, it's clear I don't know what I'm talking about. I never suggested to anyone I know what I'm talking about. I just stand here and talk about gin. So, but however, for my words for what they're worth, my views for what they're worth, my opinion is it just tonic unlocks flavours that aren't there, and sort of profiles that aren't there when you have it neat. So that, my friends, I would say is most definitely neat gin drinkers, my neat gin drinkers out there, which I know there are many of you. Give it a go, see what you think, but I think this is most definitely one for the gin and tonic. Now, in terms of price, I have excellent news. It's going to be, that's in euros, I don't know why. It's €29.95 cents or whatever they use. That's about the same as it is, well, slightly less in pounds, isn't it? So that's about £27, something like that, and about roughly the same, and a little bit more in dollars maybe. And as we all know, £30 is my perfect what I like to pay for gin. I don't really like to pay any more than that. I'd like to pay less if possible, but I'm very happy to pay it. So that's slightly under it. So, and it's a lovely little gin. So literally everyone is a winner. Excellent gin, excellent price. So guys, to sum up, a very interesting little gin here. It's from all the way from, did I say it? Yeah, I said it was from Spain, didn't I? Originally, I believe the manufacturers were resided in or hailed from Argentina. And as we know, Argentina do some excellent gins, but this one is coming out of Spain. I don't do many Spanish gins on the show, really, do I? Don't think, have I got any here? It's Italian, the Malfi, British, Cornish, I don't know, French. No, we don't often have them, so it's a nice change actually to have a Spanish gin on there. I would like to try more. Oh no, what was that cheap one we had? Oh God, I cannot for the life of me. Larios gin. We had some Larios gin, which was from Spain, which is absolutely excellent and really reasonably priced as well. So it's always nice to feature gins from places that we don't often feature gins from places from. If indeed you can decipher that messy sentence. But I really enjoyed this one. As I say, it's like a little adventure in a glass, a bit of everything, a tri-flavoured one, and kind of, yeah, definitely a core gin, but just a little bit, just enough to set itself apart from just being a core gin and giving itself a little bit of personality and a little bit of originality as well. So if you see this one in the shops wherever you are, I don't know how very readily available it is around the world, but that is another one to add to your shelf 100%. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you found it arousing, alluring and titillating in many different ways. If indeed you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and press the like button on the video. And if you want to support the show, head over to the Patreon page or click the join button below this video. But until next time guys, you all know the drill. Take care, stay safe. Thank you to all my wonderful patrons and members, and of course, keep drinking the gin.